do this. And with that, I am so excited to say that it is time for Tomb Raider Anniversary with Pursky. Take it away. Good luck.
Thanks, frozenflygone. Thank you. All right, so if you don't know this game, this is Tomb Raider Anniversary. It is the 10-year anniversary remake of the first game, but it is very different if you've played it. Basically, this game went through a lot of change in the last year. It is incredibly broken, and the run has an insane pace. I'm gonna have to start explaining stuff really quickly as soon as it begins. So we don't start a new game for this. We instead just load a save file at the very first checkpoint with 0% completion. And I'm ready. Let's do it on 3. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. And the game is already broken. So if you jump onto a ledge like I just did, you get this animation sometimes. And if you draw your guns just before you do, well, you get an airwalk, which it's kind of self-explanatory, really. I can walk through the air now. So I just walked around an invisible wall here. I'm a little bit low, that's concerning. Hope it's not too bad. But yeah, I just skipped the entire intro section. Oh, I'm a little bit low. I can improvise this. There we go. I needed to touch this door in order to load the next area. Normally I would still have my airwalk, but I'm gonna have to get a new one now, but that's not too bad. So I'm also rolling backwards here. This is known as backhand springing. It is about the fastest you can move in this game. There, I just got a new airwalk here. I'm gonna use it to fly up this wall. You can't jump, stop moving, or put your guns away while you're airwalking, so this is really the only way that you can gain height while you're doing this. Another minor thing that I should mention is VSync is disabled. It has to be disabled for this run. This raises your frame rate by quite a lot. Like right now I got something around 400. It has some weird effects. Like Lara can't grab this lever properly. It looked fine there, but sometimes it's really broken. And it has another couple pretty weird effects. Another pretty weird thing is this. You can just kind of fly up slopes like this if you left roll against them. This is known as a left roll zip. I'm gonna try and get a skip here. I did, nice. This jump looks pretty easy, but the setup is pretty precise actually. Alright, so this part's pretty casual. We can have like one donation here.
All right, awesome. We have $25 from Caitlin that says, "Good morning, SVQ." Thank you so much.
Okay, things go really wild here. So this game is split into a bunch of loading zones. The entire level can't be loaded all at once, of course. So there's separate areas that are separated by triggers that you have to go through to load the next place. This basically stops us from just going to the ending of the level from out of bounds in one bit. I got an airwalk from the same ledge I was standing on. This is a thing you can do. Also, I'm just gonna go in here. Oh, whoops, messed that up. This pillar has no collision on the inside, and on this side here as well. Okay, so you can see the loading area I'm in ends right there. You can see it just kind of stops. What I'm gonna try and do is load the next area while still being out of bounds by dropping myself in the right place. Right here. Nice. And I just triggered a checkpoint that for some reason is in the city of Vilcabamba, the next major area. This is really weird. That tiny corridor has an infinitely sized trigger underground that just loads this place. I have no idea why, but it is useful. I also just jumped over the Vilcabamba gate by jumping on top of the keyhole. That one is pretty easy to do actually. So here I'm gonna gain some height. I need a specific amount of height to get the next brick. That looks good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm out of bounds again. Getting out of bounds here is actually much easier if you're higher up, but I'm trying to stay as low as possible, because in a minute I'm gonna clip back inside, and that only works if I'm low enough. Right here. Okay, we're good. If I had been too high, I wouldn't have made it, and I would have had to go down and get a new airwalk, which would have been overall slower. So a little fun fact, if you've played this game before, you didn't know that this bad existed. This bad isn't meant to be there. It only spawns if you break the game like this. Even this music isn't even on the soundtrack. It's really weird. Okay, So next is Lost Valley. If you know anything about this game, you know this level. This is where the T-Rex is. It's like the most famous level pretty much in the game. I'm messing this up here. Come on. There we go. So this one's pretty picturesque. You're usually supposed to collect like a bunch of different cogs and get to the end of the level, but it's already over. This is kind of a running gag that we'll be seeing a lot in this run. If the developers put the exit super close to the entrance, well, I can walk through the air and I can go out of bounds. So I will skip the entire level, thank you very much. This skip here is really hard. This is Qualopec skip. I need to roll into this thing just right. Okay, I got it, nice, first try. So I basically have to run against this pillar in the correct way that it pushes me down but not too far. There we go. Right there is a trigger that causes this rock here to fall down, but I landed back in bounds just early enough to skip it, or well, just late enough to skip it. So that's basically this entire level done. So here's an escape section where nothing happens. There's a good time for maybe 2 or 3 donations here.
Thank you so much. We're having a great time watching you completely destroy this game.
Thank you.
We have $100 from Ocean Bagel that says, thanks to all the runners and commentators for all the wonderful speedruns so far, all for a great cause. Donation goes to naming the Lillipup Emolga in the Pokemon Black and White race because Emolga is the best. Thank you.
Okay, so here's the first QuickTime event. This game unfortunately has QuickTime events in it. This is Larson, by the way, don't worry about him. There's a plot here somewhere, I swear. So these are just memory.
I have time for another donation in here.
I'm gonna have to explain a lot of stuff soon.
Okay.
Okay. Another thing that this game has is this. If you press Alt F4, a menu shows up. So the game doesn't just quit. And this menu can just cancel out level transitions like this, so you can get through them faster. So now we're in Greece. I'm rolling sideways here, because there's a couple of lions in this room. And if you're not looking at them, they don't attack you. Or it takes them longer to attack you, which is just enough for me. Okay, now things go really crazy, because we're getting to a skip known as Folly Skip, or New Folly Skip. We had an older one that was slower. And it abuses 2 broken mechanics this game has. If you aim jump, that's jumping with your guns drawn, you see me do it here, and switch your weapons and grapple while you do it, you can just cancel any fall damage. That's a fall damage cancel. I'm going to be using a couple more. And the other is, if you do a headstand that is holding space while you're at the edge of some kind of ledge, you can push yourself slightly out of bounds. And I'm going to be doing both of those things to skip this level now. This one's pretty precise, so I hope I get it first try. Okay. Ah, I messed it up. Okay, I have to do it again. But you get the idea. I also had to manually switch to my shotgun here, or this doesn't work. Why is he grabbing onto that ledge? That usually never happens. Weird. Okay, I hope I get it this time. The estimate is very generous, so we don't have to worry about that too much. I did it again. Okay. We can have a donation here if I'm struggling that much with it.
All right. We have $1,000.
Wow.
From DG211. Thank you so much. That says, always love these events, and Tomb Raider is one of my all-time favorite game series. Thank you so much.
Same. So I just got it. And basically, I skipped the entire level there. This is once again the before-mentioned running gag of you can skip the entire thing if they decide to put the exit right to the entrance. Okay, getting an airwalk here to just kind of get underwater. This level is also pretty casual. We can have another donation.
Awesome. We have $25 from Kitarada that says, just woke up and looking forward to yet another day of speedruns. Here's some money towards Sonic Adventure 2 Battle running Hero Story. No reason to let a bid war end on anything but a close decision, right? So yeah, you can still put money towards Dark Story or Hero Story for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
All right, we can have another.
Awesome, thank you. We have $250 from Thana52 that says, so happy to see everyone coming out strong for the good of the world. Run fast and choicefully.
Okay, here's Pierre mocking me. There's a character named Pierre who says this here every single time. It's like a reminder that you could be running faster. Also, once again, running joke. I just skipped the whole level. Here's another. I just picked up that ammo for the Magnum guns. I don't have them yet, but it's gonna be useful later. Here's another just really small skip for the staircase. Looking good. Nice. I just did another fall damage cancel there. Now I will Alt F4 through this level transition again. And this is the Palace of Midas. This level is also pretty famous. You like turn a bunch of lead bars into gold, and then put them into the statue, but you know the running joke by now. And that was the Palace of Midas. So I'm gonna try and stay out of bounds here for as long as I can. Gonna try and hit this, there we go, and load the area here. I have to do that again in a second, but the second one is harder. I hope I get it first try. If not, it's not too bad though. Yeah, this can easily push me back in. Okay, I got it, nice. So now I'm still out of bounds, and I'm gonna try and get a pretty difficult airwalk here. I didn't get it, okay. There we go. This is another big room that I'm skipping. I'm just gonna go straight to the exit. We can have another donation here, yeah.
Sounds great. We have $50 from Crispy. Thank you, MSF, for all your work. Your help is greatly appreciated in the face of this pandemic.
Yeah, thank you. And we can have another.
Wonderful. We have $25 from Linono that says, I want the Zelda cross-stitch prize so much I could eat an Octorok. Yes, so you can check out all of our amazing prizes at GameStoneQuick.com.
I'm gonna go around here. You can go through the room, but there's a chance it doesn't work, and I do not want that. So these two centaurs here will turn alive after the next cutscene. This is the first proper boss fight that I'm actually doing. And this one can go really wrong, because on high frame rates, like I have, the speed is off. Sometimes they just break as soon as the fight starts, and they just run into a wall, or they fly from the sky, or they're just gone. So I sure hope that isn't gonna happen. And even if everything's fine, this battle is still pretty risky. Because there's 2 cycles that I can skip here, but only if I hit like every single shot in a minute. Okay, that's Pierre, the guy who insulted me earlier. Okay, I hope it's good. Nice, he didn't bug. Then I'm gonna shotgun him again. These rays turn me into stone if they're aiming at me. So now I'm gonna headshot this guy, steal his shield, and then I'm gonna use it to turn them into stone later. Okay, there we go. I just saw that thing broke. Need to make sure I aggro this centaur, the one who still has a shield. There we go. So now I need to land every single shot of my magnums on him, or this won't work. And the other guy can ran me over, so this is pretty risky. Okay, it worked. Good. This can go really bad. That was a really good centaur fight. That's it. Nice. And that's the end of Greece. Now we move on to Egypt. Egypt is possibly the most broken, because here I'm taking that running joke to a whole new level. I'm just gonna destroy this pillar here. So a little tangent. If you've ever seen Wind Waker speedruns, you might know that there's a technique there where if you pull yourself up a ledge really close to a wall, you can clip out of bounds and then you use the leaf to move around out of bounds. I'm gonna be doing something pretty similar here. Oh no, I messed it up. This is bad. These panthers are a nightmare sometimes. Okay, I got lucky. He was nice. Oh, come on. Alright. Okay, because I'm gonna have to do this here now. I'm gonna try and grab this thing like that. It didn't work right. There we go. So now you don't really see it, but I'm out of bounds. There's an invisible barbed wall to the right of me. And there we go. Oh, what? I accidentally went back in bounds. That's dumb. Okay, please. Oh, I messed it up again. This is not great. Oh, there he goes. These panthers are bad. There we go. Oh, okay. If I mess it up again, I'll do the old strat. Right? There we go. Nice. Didn't mess it up this time. Now I'm gonna use one of these pillars to lose a bit of height. I'm gonna be really careful, because if I do this too much, then I clip back in. And now I'm gonna load this area like that. So before, we skipped like one level, or like an entire level. In this case, we actually just skipped 2 levels at once, or in most of Egypt, because this door is the exit to the 2nd level. You usually come back here later, but, well, I mean, it's right there, so... We can have another donation here.
Fantastic. We have $20 from Noldia 100. Nothing better than waking up to some SGDQ. Love what you all are doing. Thank you so much for your donation.
Here's some Stompers. There's another strategy that the world record holder does, where he just gets an airwalk by jumping basically on the platform directly underneath the Stomper, but it's too risky for me. And here's another instance of the running joke. Because you can just get an airwalk up here, and this thing has no collision on the top. So that's this entire room. Here you can see yet another reason why we're playing with VSync off. You can see whenever I land after a swan dive, I just kind of slide down a little bit. This is an effect of higher frame rates. The higher your frame rates are, the further you boost down. That's also why I'm looking down here, because that slightly heightens the performance. Okay. Gonna get an airwalk here. And skip this water room. Okay, so this is just a long empty corridor, so we can do another donation.
Fantastic. We have $25 from Hill Mike Catcher that says, ramen for Street of Rage 4. Ramen is love, ramen is life. Now I want some ramen. Thank you for that. And we have $500 from an anonymous donor with no comment. Thank you so much for your generosity.
I would clap, but I need both my hands right now.
Okay, I can do it for you. Here.
So this is the ending of Egypt. These guys might hit me on the way down, but it's not too bad. Yeah, there they go. Alright, so here's 3 cutscenes in a row. This there's Natla, by the way, she's the antagonist. So one thing that happens in this cutscene here is Lauren's guns are taken away. She doesn't have any. And at the beginning of the next level, she continues to not have any weapons. Which is going to be a problem for me, because I need guns to fly. Alright, so now we're in Lost Island. This is the last level in the run, but it's also around 2/5 of the entire thing. You're here for pretty long. So you can see there's no guns in my holsters. I don't have any. Means I'm gonna have to do this pretty casually. This level here, Natla's Mines usually has a pretty long puzzle in it. You're supposed to collect a bunch of fuses so that you can move a block. But I have something else planned. You can do a donation here.
Sounds great. We have $25 from Justin that says, the movement in this game looks so fun. Who knew raiding tombs could be so easy?
This is a pretty fun game to play, yeah.
You make it look really, really fun to roll around and everything. It's been fantastic to watch.
So this up there is the block you're supposed to move to crush the ceiling of this room where your gun is. But I'm just gonna do this. And I have my guns back. If you grapple, then Lara's hitbox slightly extends forwards. For just long enough for you to grab items that are directly behind a wall you're in front of. So now I can fly again. Normally you would have here another cutscene here with Larson, but because I skipped it, I basically saved his life. There's a couple of instances of this. There's a lot of just people you never meet. I'm gonna grab these weapons here, because they're gonna be useful in the final battle. Alright, we can have one more donation.
Great. We have $100 from Geraldine Wallace that says, in honor of my amazing grants, Nora and Maeve. Thank you so much.
You can do one more.
We have $280 from Frostwolf Knife. Just a happy birthday donation for my best friend. Thank you so much. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah. So normally there's a cutscene here with these two characters there. You can kind of see one of them just T-posing in the background. If you're wondering what that big pink square on the bottom is, so am I. There's a couple of assets in there for the cutscene, but I don't know what exactly the pink square is for. I don't know of any other place where that's a thing. Okay, here's another bunch of corridors, so we can have another donation.
Great, we have $5 from Relever that says, dang, this is one of my favorite runs of the event so far. Shout out to the runner. I've never watched a Tomb Raider run and he is killing it. I completely agree.
Thank you so much. So, next is Vertical Room. The Vertical Room is a nightmare on every category. It's a huge vertical room, as the name says, with a bunch of platforms that you're supposed to shoot, and enemies that spawn that can easily stun lock you and throw you down, then you die. It's this massive room. You can't really see it because it isn't loaded. I'm gonna load it now. There we go. This massive room. And I'm basically gonna be skipping a lot of it. By the way, that up there is a cutscene area. It's just loaded there for some reason. If I mess up here anywhere, it doesn't matter if I get any checkpoint, it will spawn me at the bottom inside of the cutscene. So I really don't want that to happen. So I skipped the first platform by going straight to this one. I'm going to be skipping another one in a second. The camera does some weird things sometimes. If I go underneath this target here, yeah, there it goes. I'm gonna shoot this to extend the next platform and hold on to this. Good. I'm really afraid of missing these airwalks. Gonna skip another platform and move on to the last one. So this one has an interesting story, because a while ago we noticed that once you're up here, you can just jump directly onto this platform here, something we didn't know for years. We just always used to jump up here. I'm gonna do it anyway, because there's a chance that I mess it up, and I don't want this, because I'd lose a lot of time if I did that. But I did get through it, so that's really good. I also grabbed some extra ammo. Gonna be grabbing another bit in a second. And up there I'm gonna be doing a little bit of an alternative strat just because I love it and I want to show it off. This is usually only done in glitchless. To skip this room. This is the doppelganger room. There's a doppelganger of Lara. You can just stand up here, by the way. That kind of looks weird and flashy. What I do is I just aim at the neck, do it a few times and jump. Okay, I messed it up. Gotta try that again. Could you please not? Thank you. There we go. And then she just holds onto the thing. It's one of my favorite tricks in glitchless. Okay. I'm gonna do this also. If you roll into a loading trigger in the correct place, you can kind of go around it and then end up in an unloaded room. If I go another area further, which I just did, the collision ends, so I'm out of bounds now. Okay, next is the torso fight, which brings with it the torso skip, one of the hardest ones, and more inconsistent ones. I sure hope I get it first try. I'm just gonna go past this guy with an airwalk, and try and do the same thing I just did here. There we go. Unload this room I'm in, and I'm gonna have to skip out of bounds with a specific trick, but while this room is invisible. And the main reason why I have to do this invisible is less because I need this room to be unloaded, because I can't talk right now, sorry. Because I need this room, the next one, to be loaded, because you can't load this from out of bounds. So I needed to load this area first before I clipped out. But now I'm here on the other side. You can have another donation here.
Sounds great. We have $50 from Recall. I've always loved the Tomb Raider games and would always have my dad help me with the puzzles. Had to donate for this amazing run. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna clip out of bounds here again. I had to load the room first. But I'm basically gonna stay out of bounds for most of the remaining run. loading the area here like this. And we're actually coming pretty close to the final battle. We can do one last donation before I get there.
Sounds great. We have $15 from Lulu. Love GDQ. Me too.
So the final battle is kind of overstretted. In a second, I'm gonna have to change my my aiming mode as well. We usually have it set to advanced hold, but I'm gonna set it to manual now. On manual, the camera just points towards anything you're aiming at, which in this battle, where you have to shoot the wings, is absolutely necessary. Okay. That would be great. Nice, I got it pretty fast. Okay. So usually it is impossible to two-cycle this with the magnums that I have, but there's an exploit that allows this. Basically, if you shoot her 7 times with the regular guns, or 6, whatever that was, then you can do just enough damage that she still stays mad at you. Oh, I accidentally grappled there. And then you can two-cycle her like this. Oh, kill me. Okay. So that should be it. Okay. There's one more quick time event. This one isn't skippable. It's like the only part of the entire run where a dialogue happens. So just enjoy this.
We do have people in chat asking, what does the no bug jump mean? Because this looks pretty glitchy to me.
For your kind. This island is just one remnant of Atlantis. I will find another.
Okay. The bug jump is a pretty dang broken trick that basically just allows you to fly. But I can't really show it off. This is no bug jump after all. But yeah, there is a more broken category than this. Okay, so now we're coming up on time. I'm just gonna say when that happens. It's right after the cutscene after this.
No, I haven't.
All right, and time.
GG, fantastic run.
There's one more thing I wanted to tell you. According to the game, I just finished City of Vilcabamba in Peru, the 2nd level. This is because the game never updates your level value unless you actually finish a level transition. And because I skipped almost every single one, and the ones I didn't skip, I Alt F4'd through, it only registered 1. So it thinks I just beat the 2nd level.
That is fantastic.
So that's it from me. Thank you so much for having me. I did not think that I would make it in, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for donating. Keep donating for the cause. You're all doing amazing, and good luck for all the other runners after me. Yeah, that's it from me. Goodbye.
Wow, what an absolutely fantastic run. I could not keep my eyes off of the stream for 1 second. Thank you so much, Pursky. And just a reminder that we are still trying to push towards our bonus game for Halo 2, which will happen once we reach a cumulative event total of 1 million for Doctors Without Borders. So every single donation you're putting in towards the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Bid War, towards naming any of your favorite Pokemon, all of that is also going to help us make bonus game for Halo 2 happen. So get your donations in for that. We also have just opened a new incentive for Charlie Murder, upgrade to the Chaos difficulty. So we have $5,000 to make that incentive happen as well. All right, well, stay tuned and we'll be right back after an advertisement from the Yeti.
Hello there.
Working at the Yeti, making church for charity. Long hours in the warehouse, spreading the love and helping out. Spreading the love and helping out. Screen printed, rating those tees. They're so beautiful and so comfortable.
All right, well, welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2021 online. After that fantastic Tomb Raider anniversary run, I'm just so excited for the rest of the runs we have coming up today. You can do ! schedule to check out all the fantastic runs we have coming up. And of course, thank you to everyone who has been putting in their donations. Gonna read a few here as we get set up for the next run. We have $50 from Jonid. Dark Story may be a bit quicker, but Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are the heroes. Let's see them shine. And yes, let's get an update on that bid war. It looks like we are at $6,075 for Dark Story and $4,887 for Hero Story. Still have time to make your choice for the run later on in the marathon. We have $25 from Carmine. Can we get some love for Scent? We get to see him at his best during those prize segments, but he does so much more work behind the scenes to organize all the lovely prizes we pine for. Thank you, Scent, and Mr. Game & Shout. We have $10 from Candy Bell Cat with no comment. Thank you so much for your donation. And we have $5 from Zarkin that says, great event. Loved the silly game segment. Smiley face. We have $5 from Anonymous. Thank you to the runners for the awesome runs. Thank you to you, GDQ staff. You are awesome. And to support MSF is an awesome choice too. We have $25 from Quakems that says, these prices are ridiculous. I'd be a fool not to donate. Thanks so much to all the runners and staff that make this event possible. I've watched for many, many years and will continue to do so. You make life better, Heart. Yeah, can we get some hype in the chat for all of the behind the scenes people at the studio right now making this happen? This has absolutely been a fantastic week so far, and there's still so much to go. $50 from Megaton Link. Really enjoy GDQ, the great work that goes into this, the fantastic runs, and the wonderful community supporting it. Thanks all. All right, and stay tuned for an interview with Spikevegeta and A-Frame.
And again, welcome everyone back. Thank you very much, frozenflygone, up there on hosting duties. We got a lot of awesome speed runs this morning, including this upcoming four-way race of Ristar, Ristar. I never remember how I'm supposed to pronounce it. Liz has always told me what it is, and I always forget every single year. We're instead going to talk about a game that I think I can spell. It's a little more on my pronunciation level. X-Men 2 Clone Wars. And for that, I am joined by the world record holder of said X-Men 2. That is A-Frame. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. How are you, Spike?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm excited. I'm pumped for, we got a little bit of a Genesis block going on right here, followed with a bunch of Sonic games afterwards. Always exciting stuff. And here you are getting to show off X-Men 2 Clone Wars, one of actually the best-selling games on the Genesis, here at a GDQ for its first ever time. An amazing-looking speed run. What does it mean to you to get to be the first one to ever show it off?
It's incredible. I mean, this really couldn't have happened at a better time. You know, we've had a lot of activity in the game recently, some new major discoveries. So, yeah, some skips that cut minutes off of the game.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I think now is really the perfect time. An excellent speed run. Really enjoyed it. It's so fun to move around as Nightcrawler, and I think everyone's really going to enjoy the run.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that development. It was interesting when I was doing research last night. I watched the whole run. Like you said, fantastic looking speedrun, super, super cool movement, but also just noticing all the times on the leaderboards. So many of them, almost all of them, were within the last like 6 months even. A lot of activity all of a sudden going on, like you said, some new skips and whatnot found. What is kind of, I guess, the story of this game the last year of it as a speedrun and just as its community getting to grow?
Sure, yeah. On January 1st of this year, I got 2 videos up on YouTube. One was a 30-minute tutorial that covers everything you need to get started with the run. So covers all the basics, the advanced tech, everything you need. And at the same time, we announced a bounty hunt that had several different tiers and prizes that could be won for new runners as an incentive, for folks to make use of that guide. And the response was much more positive than I expected. Folks at the Sega Crew Discord jumped in immediately, and they were claiming bounties in the first week. So the month of January was incredible. You could hop on Twitch and see 2 or 3 different streamers running X-Men 2, which was a huge jump, from what we were seeing before. So super fun time for the game.
Man, all of a sudden, I will say I have been someone who has put up bounties before, and it's even just like a small amount of money. I remember putting up like a $50 bounty many, many years ago for a game I cared about. And someone was like, sure, I'll go do it. Break it down, it probably took them 50 hours to achieve that $50 bounty. All of a sudden, you just put a little excitement out there. I don't think it's even the money at that point. It's just, okay, here's a challenge laid in front of us that people care about. And shout outs to A-Frame, shout outs to you. You put up a tutorial, all of a sudden your game's going to have a lot more action. All of a sudden, like, oh, I got someone explaining the entire thought process. That's awesome to see. So
yeah, for sure. We didn't have a resource like that before. So the best you could do was watch a run and try to figure out what they were doing. But whatever we can do to remove those barriers to get into the game, we should try to make it happen, I guess.
Yeah, so give me a little bit of the tutorial right now then. The movement in this game looks fantastic. You know, a lot of Nightcrawler, a lot of Wolverine action moving around in there. It also looks, to me, from an outside perspective, probably difficult to get used to. You move really, really fast, a lot of wall clinging and everything, a lot of dashing. What is, to you, probably the most difficult aspect of the movement to get good at?
Sure, yeah. We spend the most time with Nightcrawler, and he has such incredible options. He's got a double jump. He can pogo off enemy heads. He can teleport. As you mentioned, he can climb walls and ceilings. And he's got a bunch of advanced tech as well. And you have all these tools. Nightcrawler can get anywhere on the screen you want, pretty quickly. A lot of his decision making, what tool is right for the specific situation you're in to fully optimize, whatever level you're in. And it can be a bit input heavy in a lot of spots as well. But with little practice, you get a hang of that. I think really the most challenging thing is just what's the right tool for the job.
Sure. That's definitely, I think, what caught my eye about this speed run, though I was rooting for it to get into this GDQ in the last couple of GDQs, is that it's one of the best compliments I think you can give a speed run is when you have a lot of options, like you're talking about Nightcrawler's movement, and at any different given situation, just different layout of a screen, layout of a level, the platforms, every different option you have at some point is optimal. And that definitely seems like the case in this run. So again, anybody, you have not heard of this game before, stick around. It's X-Men, so you at least have some connection there. We've all probably seen a Wolverine movie or something. Not all of them great. That's okay. I do want to talk a little bit about, so there are actually a lot of different playable, we were talking about it beforehand, tons of different playable characters in this game. You're pretty much going to all see Nightcrawler, Wolverine, a lot of action with both of them, a little bit of Beast for a boss fight here and there. I do want to ask you, there's a lot of other characters in this game. Would you like to see maybe other categories start popping up that gets to utilize these characters?
Yeah, I mean, there's 7 total playable characters, and we mostly only use 2. And they're very fun to play as, but they just don't make much of an appearance in the 80% run. We actually have added new categories to the leaderboard for individual character runs. So if somebody out there, wanted to run through the whole game as Psylocke or the whole game as Gambit, we've got a category for that now, which is cool. I'm looking forward to seeing, what kind of tech is developed and what strategies are developed for these characters that are largely unexplored. I think it's going to be a really exciting time once more people pick up the individual character runs.
I'm about to say, do you see yourself putting in some time into all the different individual characters, or is there kind of one that sticks out that you're like, I actually want to do that? I'm putting Nightcrawler and Wolverine on the shelf. I'm going to work on them.
Yeah, I've spent so much time with Nightcrawler. I'd be curious maybe to try out Beast. He's got such high damage on his normal attacks. He has some interesting movement options. Some of them aren't super fast, but they are interesting, I guess. So I think Beast is probably who I would want to check out.
Absolutely. Before I let you get out of here, A-Frame, I do want to give you one lighthearted question right here. I just brought up, there's tons and tons and tons of X-Men media out there. There's probably almost a dozen films in the modern era. We got tons of different cartoon shows, including the popular 90s Fox television show. Obviously, literally thousands upon thousands of comic books, tons of video games. Do you have a single favorite piece of X-Men media?
It's got to be the animated series, the 90s animated series, for sure. That was like my intro to X-Men. I was super into that when I was a kid. That said, I've started reading through some of the comics now, the early stuff, and we'll see. Maybe the comics will overtake it after enough time, but right now, the animated series for sure.
Gosh, I can't imagine not wanting to, because the comics look great. I can't imagine like starting to go through the comics. Like, there's literally decades of comics that I'd have to start working through. I do want to ask you with the 90s television, because I got to bring it up every time ever since I saw an honest trailers for it. So the 90s Fox television show, the cartoon, have you ever seen the Japanese openings for it?
Dude, those are incredible.
Those are sick. Yes.
And the screen, the transition from commercial to show as well. They have the interludes. Man, it's so awesome. If anybody hasn't seen those, check it out.
Yeah, please, everybody in chat, if you have not seen the X-Men 90s cartoon, the Japanese openings, they are sick. You go, what? Who made these? They're so cool. Absolutely. All right, I'm glad we got to nerd out on that a little bit. Well, A-Frame, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, we are getting set up front for the 4-way Ristar race, Ristar, I don't remember, whatever. Coming up right after this, followed up by X-Men 2 Clone Wars by A-Frame. It should be a sick run. Coming up a little bit after that, we've also got the coveted Sonic block, Sonic 3D Blast. 2 players, 1 controller. My boy Keyzron's going to have to be on the couch. It's going to be a good time. But for now, we'll kick it back up to frozenflygone for some hosting. Check out Ristar something. See everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Spike and A-Frame, for that wonderful, wonderful interview. So I've been seeing y'all in the chat talk about this, heard Spike talk about this. I think this donation will help clear up the pronunciation. So we've got $150 from One Chop. You know I gotta donate during one of my fave games of all time. Good luck to Liz in particular. Remember, kids, it's wrist, not riced. So Ristar grabs things with wrist. It's Ristar. That's how I know how to say it too. We have $25 from Anonymous. Heck yes, let's get that 1 million. And once we hit 1 million, we'll unlock our 4th bonus game, Halo 2. We have $200 from The Fragrance of Dark Coffee. Love that username. Had to donate for one of my favorite games, Ristar. Good luck to all our racers. Looking forward to a great race. We have $5 from Carla Rec that says, hello from down under. Love from your Aussie mates. And a little kangaroo emoji after. Thank you. $25 from Funkadelic Kitten. We can never take too much time to appreciate the tech team. As someone in the tech industry, I know that there are countless hours going into every aspect of this stream. I love you all. $25 from Young Jack Daddy. I decided I would donate at least $25 a day this year. Let's go Thursday hype! We have $500 from Aminka. Thank you so much for your donation. I love your work. Keep up the amazing things you all do for the world. I've watched GDQ for 5 years and I need to celebrate with a $500 donation. Thank you so, so much for that. You still have time to get donations in for the Sonic Adventure 2 Battles Story Choice Bid War. Give you an update on that. Dark Story is at $6,180 and Hero Story is at $5,087. Hero Story is catching up. If you're interested in having